morning, students. Today we will be having a practical on impact of jet, and the objective is to verify the impulse momentum principle. Of course, this practical we are going to conduct using a virtual platform, which is an MHRD Government of India initiative. We are really thankful for providing such a great platform, and of course, we are also thankful to NITK Suratkal for providing us this student online laboratory through virtual experimentation, having a good acknowledgement and a sincere acknowledgement to all MHRD government initiatives and NITK. Let us start with our practical. What is the jet actually? The jet is nothing but a liquid that is coming out from a nozzle. Nozzle is varying cross-sectional area. Its cross-sectional area changes from inlet to exit. At inlet, the area is larger, but at exit, the area is small. So it is a converging nozzle. We generally feed this nozzle at the end of the pipe through which the water is moving at a high pressure. As soon as this high pressure water enters into the nozzle, its pressure energy is converted into the kinetic energy, and a very high velocity jet of water is formed. This high velocity jet of water can be then allowed to impinge over the plate. The plate may be a fixed plate or the plate may be a moving plate. And the force which is exerted by this jet on the plate, that we can obtain with the help of Newton's second law of motion, or we call it as an impulse momentum equation. Thus the impact of jet means it is nothing but the force exerted by the jet on the plate. Now here in this theory related to the practical, there may be a different cases that the force exerted by the jet may be on a stationary plate, or the force exerted by the jet when the plate is moving plate. So let us learn first this force exerted by the jet on stationary vertical plate. Observe this figure. This is what a pipe of uniform cross-sectional area to which pressurized water is moving. This water will now enter here. The water will enter into the nozzle. The nozzle cross-sectional area at inlet is larger and its area at exit is smaller. Thus, the pressure energy is converted into kinetic energy inside this nozzle, and the high velocity jet is now allowed to impinge over this vertical plate. Presently, we are considering a vertical plate, and this plate is a fixed plate. Thus, the jet is striking over the plate at an angle equal to 90 degrees. Of course, the mass of water which is moving through this nozzle, or the mass of water that is allowed to strike over this plate, is obtained by the continuity equation rho a v square, where a is a cross-sectional area of the jet and it is given by the equation pi by 4 d square, where d is the diameter of jet. V will be the velocity of water at the exit of the nozzle, that will count for your mass of water moving towards the plate. Now the jet, after striking the plate, will move along the plate. Now this jet, after striking this plate, will move along this plate. That is, the jet of water, when it strikes the plate, it deflects at an angle equal to 90 degrees. Hence, the component of velocity of the jet in the direction of the jet after striking will be 0. That is, in the direction of x, this component will be 0. The force exerted by the jet, thus we can obtain by a simple equation, we call it as the impulse momentum equation. That is, initial momentum minus final momentum divided by time. Initial momentum is what? Momentum is a mass into velocity. So initially it is mass into initial velocity v1. Finally it will be mass of water into final velocity v2 divided by time. So mass per unit time is the mass flow rate. So that is outside of the bracket, and into bracket there is a change in velocity v1 minus v2. Since the plate is fixed, and after striking the jet of water over the plate, it moves in the direction of y, and hence in the direction of x the velocity is 0. So the final velocity v2 is 0. The initial velocity is equal to velocity of jet of water leaving the nozzle, so it is v. So finally the simple equation is formed. The force exerted by the jet on the plate in the direction of the jet is given by the equation rho a v square. Similarly, I can consider the plate which is now inclined plate. Previously, this plate was vertical plate and the jet is making an angle of 90 degrees. But now here, let us consider the plate is inclined plate such a way that the angle made between this jet and the plate is at an angle of theta. So obviously, if I draw the normal component which is normal to this plate direction, this will represent the normal component. And this normal component I can resolve in two different directions, that is x direction and y direction. So normal component we can obtain with the same equation, that mass of water striking the plate per unit time multiplied by initial velocity minus final velocity. So mass of water striking the plate is your rho AV. This is what rho AV into the component v sine theta minus 0. V sine theta is what? It is the initial velocity component before striking the jet, or before striking the plate. Obviously, the plate is fixed. After striking the jet over the plate, its velocity will definitely equal to 0 in the direction of x. This normal component is what? The normal to the plate, and hence the initial velocity is v sine theta, where theta is the angle between the jet and the plate. So this equation can be simplified as a rho a v square sine theta. Now this is what the normal component acting over the plate. Now we have to resolve this component in two different directions, that is x direction and y direction. Resolving it in a x direction, we will have the equation rho a v square into sine theta into sine theta. That's why it is sine square theta. Why sine theta is coming? Because it is a cos of 90 minus theta, sine, that is sine theta. If I resolve this component along y direction, so it is rho a v square sine theta cos theta. So that is what the force exerted by the jet on the inclined plate. Similarly, we can have the force exerted by the jet on the curved plate. When the plate is curved, there can be two different positions of the jet. Either the jet can striking the plate at the center, or this jet can strike over the plate along the tangential direction. So there can be two different cases. If I consider this case, the velocity in the x direction after striking the plate is v cos theta, and after striking the plate in y direction is v sine theta. So this is why when we find out the component x, it is mass per second into initial velocity in x direction minus final velocity in x direction. So mass per second is rho AV into what is the velocity in the x direction, that is v minus v cos theta. Final velocity is your v cos theta and initial velocity is v. Why final velocity is having negative sign? Final velocity is having negative sign because it acts on negative x direction. So initial velocity is v, final velocity is minus v cos theta. Initial velocity minus final velocity will then give us the force exerted in x direction after multiplying the mass flow rate. So it is rho AV into v minus v minus v cos theta. So simplifying the equation, it is rho AV, v plus v cos theta, v is common, so it is rho AV square into 1 plus cos theta. That is what the component in the direction of x. The same way you can obtain the component in the direction of y. v1y will be the velocity in y direction, and v2y is the final velocity in y directions. Initially, when the jet is moving towards the plate, it is moving in the direction of x only. So that is why v1y, that is initial velocity component in the direction of y, is equal to 0 here. v2y is the final velocity component, v sine theta. V sine theta is what? Which is acting in the direction of positive y direction, and hence its sign is positive. Substitute rho a v is the mass, initial velocity is 0, final velocity is v sine theta. So we will obtain the equation f of y is minus rho a v square sine theta. This negative sign indicates that force is acting in the downward direction. Similarly, you can obtain simply this nozzle is now allowing the jet to strike over the plate in the direction which is tangential to the plate. Initially, the jet was held at the center and the jet is striking the plate at its center. But now the plate is making an angle at theta. So the velocity component at inlet, it is at an angle of theta. This velocity component we can resolve in two directions, x direction and y direction. X direction component is v cos theta, y direction component is v sin theta. Once it enters over the plate, it will glide over the surface of the plate and this will leave the jet at the same angle. Because we are considering that this plate is a symmetrical plate, and that's why this will have the inlet blade angle and exit blade angles are same. The component is at same angle theta. The only thing is that after leaving the blade, v cos theta, that is the component in x direction, is the negative x direction. Here the component is in positive x direction. That you have to note. Then just put fx is what? Rho a v mass, initial velocity v cos theta, and final velocity minus v cos theta. So according to impulse momentum equation, you will obtain the force exerted in the direction of x as a rho a v into v cos theta plus v cos theta. You may take out v as a common also. Here, y direction, so v1y minus v2y. v1y is the initial velocity in y direction, v2y is the final velocity in y direction. Substitute the values v sin theta minus v sin theta, so it is 0, and that's why the y component is not existing over this plate when the jet is striking over the plate tangential. So this is what a simple theory related to your impact of jet. You can have different choices. You may have a symmetrical plate or you may have a non-symmetrical plate. Now, if the plate is non-symmetrical, then the angle at inlet is theta and angle at exit is phi. The rest of the things will remain same. So that is what about the condition that when the jet is striking over the plate. So it's a simple theory related to this practical. Now we have to find out that in what procedure we are going to conduct this practical. What is the objective? The objective is to determine the coefficient of impact of jet on vanes. And we have to verify the impulse momentum equation. Impulse momentum equation means what? We will calculate the force exerted by jet theoretically as well as experimentally. So I need some apparatus. So this is what a simple layout diagram for this apparatus. The apparatus consists of the nozzle. This is what the nozzle. You please follow my arrow. The arrow is indicating the nozzle. This nozzle is connected to the pipe and the pipe is connected to this tank where there is a provision of water storage. This is what the inlet tube that allows the water to enter into this pipe, at the end of which nozzle is fitted. The jet of water will be created and this will be allowed to strike over this plate. You can choose different types of the plate. You may have a plate which is a flat plate, or you may have a plate which is a hemispherical in shape. So you can identify the various force exerted by the jet on the plate. Once this jet is striking over the plate, the water will be then collected in this vessel. This is a glass vessel actually. The glass vessel is made so that it will be transparent and you can observe that how the jet is striking the plate. The water will be collected in this glass vessel and it will be then diverted through these pipes to the tank again, and water is recirculated again. This tank is provided basically for the measurement of discharge. That we can measure simply using by stopwatch, measuring the height to which the water is collected in the tank. Area into this height will be the volume of water, and if I divide it by the time required to achieve this height in the water tank will give us a discharge. Every time after measuring the discharge, we have to open this wall, and this tank must have to be emptied. The water coming out from this tank is again recirculated to the pump. So this is what a simple introduction to the apparatus that we are going to use here for our practical. There are three different type of the vanes. Choice is available to you. The plate can be a flat plate, so that the jet will strike the plate at an angle of 90 degree, or it can be an inclined plate like this, so that the jet will now strike over the plate at angle theta, or it can be a hemispherical vane, so that the jet, when it strike at its center, this will follow the jet of water striking the curved plate at its center. Remember, the curved plate here is hemispherical in shape, means this is a symmetrical plate, will have the angle at inlet and exit will be same. So I can choose any of these type of the plate and you can perform the experiment. The next step is what? We have to follow a simple principle. Here, when the jet of water is striking this plate, after striking, the force is exerted over the plate, and because of this plate and this entire system of balancing will move in a upward direction. It's very simple that you might have learned in your seesaw when you are playing in childhood. So simply by adjusting or putting the load here, this lever can be again come back to its rest position or horizontal position because of addition of the weight. Simple leverage principle is used here. Whether this lever is horizontal or not, that we can easily identify by putting a spirit level here. This red circle, and this is a spirit level. So you just have to observe that the spirit level is at its center position, then this rod is again coming. So what happens actually when the jet of water is striking over the plate? This lever will get lift out. We will put the load here and we will again make it balance in the horizontal direction, in the horizontal way. Spirit level will be at its center. The slow we will go on conducting the readings. Step number 2. Once you balance this, now here you can observe the difference between these two figures. Here the initially when the jet will strike over the plate, this lever is in an inclined direction. But once we put the weight, again this will come in a horizontal. This will align horizontal. And this we can observe with the simple spirit level put here. Now here at this section a scale is provided. This will allow you to measure the height of water in the tank, that you can observe with this scale, and simply using an equation, area into height divided by time, will give you the discharge. Discharge of what? The discharge coming out from this jet. Because the same amount of water we are going to collect here in this water tank. So that will be the discharge coming out from the tank. Every time when you start practical, the first job is what? Open this valve, allow the jet to strike over the plate. This will get lifted out. Again, once it is lifted out, you put a weight over here and balance it. So balancing is first condition. You can measure the discharge. How you can measure the discharge? When the jet of water is allowed to strike, once you make this lever horizontally, a perfect horizontal, using the spirit level. This jet of water is now moving towards this tank. What we will do, we will close this wall first and allow the water to rise in the tank. Once I close it, start this stopwatch. The stopwatch will move, wait for 60 seconds, and then stop it. Then measure what is the level of water here inside the tank in 60 seconds. So using the simple equation, area of the tank multiplied the height of water in the tank divided by total time required for the height will give you the discharge. So this way you can obtain the discharge. Then the calculation is the simple part. This is what our observation. Suppose it's an example. Length of channel is 60 meter, breadth of channel is 60 meter, area of collecting tank is 3600 centimeters square. Must have to convert into meter. The diameter of nozzle is given 12.5 centimeter. You can obtain the area of nozzle pi by 4 d square. You can obtain the discharge area into height divided by time. The density is 1000 kg per meter cube or 1 grams per centimeter cube. Distance A and B, the leverage principal distances are given. Weight in the pan, let us suppose it is 25 kg, then you can use these different equations. You can obtain velocity as Q upon A. Q is discharge, A is the area of nozzle. Theoretical force is rho A V square. Actual force is what? Just use a simple principle of leverage and calculate the total load W, that is weight in the pan, multiply by B upon A. B and A is the shorter and smaller distance of this leverage. That is from the fulcrum point we are measuring these distances. Then the coefficient of impact, you can simply obtain it by actual force that you measured experimentally, theoretical force that you measured with the equation rho A V square, and find out the coefficient. See, if actual and theoretical are same, the coefficient will be 1. So ultimately it indicates that what is your experimental errors. So it may happen that this coefficient may be less than 1. Why it will be less than 1? Theoretically, the force is rho A V square, but actual measurement may be smaller also. The actual measurement will be smaller. Why this is smaller? It's just, the simple thing is that when this jet of water is striking over the flat plate, it is considered that force exerted by this jet over the plate must have to lift this entire system. But while doing so, since it is a mechanical equipment, there may be some force reduction due to the frictional forces that may be acting at various points, maybe at this plate, or maybe the movement of this lever. So there are small frictional losses can be there. So there may be some difference that occur due to your theoretical and actual. So for with the perfect theory, it is expected that it should be 1, the coefficient should be 1, but it may not happen. The coefficient may be your less than 1, and it is close to your 1, maybe 0.8, 0.9 like this. So then we can have a simple graph of actual force and the theoretical force. It is expected that if both the forces are your same, then this graph must be a straight line. So we can have this graph. Once we plot all these points, even you may use your Excel sheet for measurement of this plot. You can fit the curve here also simply by clicking the points, add the train line which has a linear shape, so that the equation of your linear can also be available, that is y as a function of x, and the regression coefficient greater than 0.9 indicates that the values are closely matching with each other, theoretical as well as the actual measure. So this is what all about the procedure that we are going to follow for conducting this simple experiment. Obviously, it is expected that before going for this experimentation, we must have to have a self-evaluation. So we will have some simple question. And this question is, we'll start. The question number one is a simple question. A jet of water of a diameter 75 mm with the velocity 25 meter per second strikes a fixed plate in such a way that the angle between the jet and the plate is 60 degrees. Find the force exerted by the jet on the plate in the direction normal to the plate. So this is the case that the jet of water is striking the plate at an angle of 60 degree. The plate is making an angle of 60 degree with the jet. So we have a simple equation, rho a v square sin theta. Rho is 1000, area is pi by 4 d square, where d is the diameter of jet. This is in mm, convert in meter. Velocity is with us, 25 meter per second. So simply using this equation, if you solve, the answer is 2391. Let's check your answer. Correct answer. Let's have next question. Read this. Mass of water striking the plate per second is rho AV. Is it true or false? Yes, it is true. Rho AV, a simple continuity equation. So your answer is right. Have a next question. Impact of jet means what? The force exerted by plate on the jet, or jet on the plate, or any of the above, or none of the above. It's a very simple question. Think logically. Who will exert the force on which? So the force must be exerted by the jet on the plate. Check your answer. Yes, it's right. So there were three questions and you answered all three questions. All three are correct. So your score is good. So let's come back to your experimental setup. Now we will actually perform this practical. Let us perform this using this simulator provided by MHRD Government Initiative and NITK. So really thankful for them for such fantastic simulation. This is what our objective, to determine the coefficient of impact of jet on the vanes. The apparatus we are using here, that consists of a nozzle, the vane holder, the different types of vanes, weight balance, the measuring water tank. So these are all. Let's go for next stage. Let us choose the plate as a flat vane. I am selecting for this experiment as a flat vane, but you must all have to conduct your experiment setups at least any of these two vanes. Complete your readings following this web link which is provided. I will provide the same web link here in your Google Classroom also. So you must have to follow this. Conduct your own practical. Every student must have to conduct it online. Once you conducted, have your readings and submit it to me. So for this moment, we are selecting a flat vane. Let's click on next. Now move the counterbalance. What we have to do, we must have to do this alignment of your spirit level. The spirit level must have to be aligned at the center. To align the side, adjust this counterbalance by moving this either in the right direction, either in the left direction. So once you adjust it, see the level is aligned now and it is perfectly horizontal. So now this is in a balanced position. Next, go for next slide. Now once balance is made, measure the distance that we are measuring, A distance and B distance. What is A and B? Just click on this. So A is a shorter distance. A is a shorter distance from this fulcrum point. 2, the force which is exerting at the center of this plate. A is the smaller distance. Distance between the center of the plate and this fulcrum point. B is the distance of center of the weight in the pan to the fulcrum point. This A distance is measured as a 13.55 centimeter and the B distance is measured as 63 centimeter, obviously when it is aligned in horizontal direction, horizontal level. Let's go further. Now we will put the weight in the pan. So how we are going to put the weight in the, let's zoom it. Put this weight in the pan. The level of spirit is now disturbed, but we will adjust it by adjusting a counterbalance. Open this wall. Let us open this wall. Now the jet of water is coming and it is striking over the plate. This jet of water is striking over the plate. After striking, collected in this glass vessel, transparent glass vessel, and it is again back coming here in the measuring tank. Presently, the water is allowed to move outside. Using this counterbalance, we will adjust the spirit level. So just move the counterbalance. Once we move, the counterbalance is now at the center. Now the system is exactly in a balanced position. So now it's time to take the readings. Let's go for the next slide. Now what we will measure first, we will measure the discharge. For this, put this cork in an off condition, measure the time and measure the height. The time taken by the water to fill 5 centimeter height of water is 43.8 seconds. So the discharge we can obtain it using your simple formula, area into height of water in the tank divided by T. So let us find out the answer. So the answer is 410.96. Remember, this calculation you must have to perform on your calculator. Find the answer, put the answer here. Once you put, click on check. If it is correct, this will show your next slide enter. So let us click on the next slide. The now discharge is 410.96 centimeter cube per second. Now let's do our calculation first. The velocity of what jet that we can measure with the help of equation Q upon A, and the answer is 331.71. You must have to calculate it on your calculator. Don't do like me. So theoretical force is what? We can obtain this equation rho A V square. Area is already measured. Rho is density of water in 1000. V square you can obtain it as, and the answer is 1.36 Newton. Remember, while calculating this, you must have to have look at the units of each individuals which is involved in the equation: density rho, area A, and velocity V. So unit balance, you must have to do this very first and then obtain the answer. Theoretically, the force is 1.36 Newton now. Actual force that we can measure from the readings that we obtained with the help of A and B after balancing. So the actual force measured is 1.1445 Newton, but the theoretical force is 1.36 Newton. Obviously, it is smaller. So let's check the value of coefficient. So the result is 0.84. So that is what all about trial number 1. Let again repeat the trial. Put the weight in the pan. Spirit level is now disturbed, but we will obtain balancing very easily. Put on this cork on. Allow the water to have impact over the plate. Adjust this counterbalance. Spirit level is now horizontal. Now move to next slide. Put this cork off first. Measure the height of water in the tank and time taken. Obtain the reading. Calculate your discharge. It is 538.92 centimeter cube per second. Go on next slide. Obtain the velocity of a jet. You can obtain it 435 centimeter per second is the velocity of jet. Obtain the theoretical force using simple equation rho a v square. So it is 2.34 Newton. Obtaining A and B dimensions, we will obtain these results for actual force acting over the plate. The answer is 2.289. So now we can obtain the index coefficient of impact, and this is 0.98. So closely matching with our answers now. So that is what about trial number 2. Go for again conducting the trial number 3, put a weight here. Now we have put 75 gram of weight. Open this wall. Allow the water striking over the plate. Now adjust the counterbalance. Spirit level is now horizontal. So we are now ready to take the readings. Measure the discharge first using height of water in the tank and the time required to collect this height of water. Obtain the discharge using this equation, simple equation. The discharge is 714.29 centimeter cube per second. Do the simple calculations. So velocity of jet is 576.55 centimeter per second. The theoretical force is 4.12 Newton and the actual force is 3.43 Newton. The impact coefficient is 0.83. This way we obtain 3 different readings, 3 different sets of reading. Again go on for 4th reading. Put 100 gram of counterbalance weight now. Open the valve. Allow the water to move through this jet. Jet is formed. Adjust the counterbalance. The spirit level is horizontal now again. Move ahead for another measurements. Let us measure the discharge. Put the valve off. Measure the height. Measure the time. The discharge is now available. You can obtain this discharge by simple calculations. It is 782.61 centimeter cube per second. You can obtain the velocity. You can obtain the theoretical force. You can obtain the actual force. Obtain the results. The coefficient of impact is 0.93. So this where we have conducted 4 different trials using 4 different weights. We obtained the theoretical force as well as we obtained the actual force. Actual force means the value we obtained experimentally. Now I can have a simple curve between this theoretical force and actual force. So this is what our simple curve. If I fit the line, a linear fitment of curve using a simple principle of curve fitting, I can fit a straight line over here. And if we observe the regression coefficient, the R square value is very close to 0.89 to 88. So that's mean there is a verification of this impulse momentum principle. Whatever we are using theoretical value rho a v square, it is now verified with your actual force exerted by the jet on the plate. It's a simple experiment. So that's all about our experiment. So here our experiment ends once you obtain this curve. Now your job is to find out conclusion. What you learned from this experiment. That you must have to appear in a conclusion statement. What are the observed values of actual force and what is the observed value of theoretical force? Why there is a difference? That reasons you might have to put, listing of these reasons you have to put here, and this way you can obtain your verification, or you can verify that impulse momentum principle is verified through this simple experiment. You have to complete this assignment again. The assignment having these questions. Try to attend this quiz also. And then feedback. All students must have to give this feedback. Hmm? Please give this feedback always. Once you finish your practical, you must have to submit this feedback. So this is all about the experiment number 3, that is impact of jet, means we have to verify impulse momentum principle. How we verified this? We first initially calculated the theoretical value of force exerted by the jet on the plate, and then we have a simple experimentation. With the use of that experimentation results, we calculated the actual force exerted by the jet. Obviously there is some difference. We know that why the difference is occurred. There may be error, small error in measurement of this discharge, or there may be a chance of error in labeling these mechanical systems, or there may be an error due to addition of frictional forces. There may be a small error due to this additional frictional or self weight of this entire mechanical system. So these are the listing of some errors that you can add it into conclusions. So this is all about this practical. So you must have to perform this practical following the link which is already put at the Google Classroom. Follow this link, complete your practical, and submit your practical to me. Of course, the PDF version of this practical write-up is also available in the Google Classroom. You just have to add your results in that at the end of this PDF, at the end of that write-up, and submit it to me at the earliest. Thank you. Thank you all. Follow the link and complete your practical at the earliest. Submit it to me. Thanks. Thank you all.